really believes that she's a person that's in pain. Now, this is a 40-year-old woman who manipulated her way from the bottom to the top by marrying somebody who was the producer on the show who gave her her start in life, then divorcing him and finding a prince that is too thick to see what everybody else in the entire world can see.
It's January 2026. Meghan Markle just partnered with Soho House for her As Ever brand launch. She's posting on Instagram about full circle moments, talking about how Soho House was her sanctuary before royalty. Everything looks nostalgic and sweet. But here's what she's not telling you. Conservative commentator Candace Owens just went nuclear. Word spreading through channels says Candace got her hands on something explosive: Soho House membership files. Documents allegedly showing Meghan's real relationship with the exclusive club during her pre-Harry years. And sources claim these files contain a list: 89 men, high-profile members, wealthy, powerful, connected, and Meghan's name appears throughout as what insiders are calling a VIP companion, not a regular member networking casually, a companion specifically arranged for elite connections, the kind of arrangement that makes those full-circle Instagram posts look very different when you understand what the circle actually involved. Reports suggest Candace dropped this information during a recent broadcast, and Meghan's camp went into crisis mode immediately. Total silence. No denials, no lawsuits, no statements. Just radio quiet while the allegations spread. So buckle up tight, because if these files are real, everything Meghan built her image on crumbles. The authentic Duchess becomes the woman who worked elite circles in ways she never disclosed. And Candace Owens might have just provided the receipts.
He has an opportunity to save her. That is the truth. And it's worked, right? So she's done this convincing performance for Harry that I don't know how I ended here. I just love you. And I'm just like your mom. And the one chance that you had to save your mom again when he recounts that tale.
Let me tell you about Candace Owens and her track record with Meghan, because this isn't new territory. Candace has been one of Meghan's most vocal critics for years. She's called her manipulative, inauthentic, someone who uses people for advancement. Back in 2019, Candace literally called Meghan a witch on Twitter after the Africa documentary. In January 2025, when Meghan and Harry showed up at the LA wildfire disaster zone, Candace told Newsweek directly that she agreed with public sentiment, calling them inauthentic ambulance chasers. Those are her exact words. Not holding back, not being polite, just straight criticism. Candace also accused Meghan of emotionally manipulating Harry by making him believe she's Princess Diana reincarnated. Said Meghan used Harry's childhood trauma, losing his mother, to control him. That's psychological warfare-level accusations.
Meghan is a trained actress. What she does is that she studies people. She's not a good actress, but she is a trained one, right? She's been doing it her entire life. And there is no doubt that she studied Princess Diana. She studied her mannerisms towards Harry when he was a boy and the way that she grabs her face. And this is the psychopathic elements of what she does, putting a pregnancy text next to Princess Diana's hair, saying that she put her hands on the grave to have a conversation with her, bursting into tears.
So when word surfaces in September 2025 that Candace exposed Meghan's dark Soho past on air, it fits her pattern perfectly. This woman doesn't play games. She researches, she investigates, and when she thinks she's got something, she goes public hard. Now sources are indicating Candace took it even further. Got actual documentation. Membership files from Soho House showing the real nature of Meghan's connection to the club. And if those files exist, if they show what's being claimed, Meghan's got a massive problem. Now let's talk about Soho House, because understanding this club is crucial to understanding why these alleged files matter so much. Soho House isn't some regular social club. It's an exclusive members-only network designed specifically for elite networking among wealthy, powerful, creative people. Membership is extremely selective. Even Kim Kardashian and Kobe Bryant got denied. The founder, Nick Jones, literally said they try not to give membership to people who would bring paparazzi or press. So how did Meghan, a cable TV actress making $50 grand an episode on Suits, get access to this world?
Actually, after Meghan Markle left Deal or No Deal, it turns out that she took a role on 90210, and the role was her performing oral sex on a man in a car. So
here's where it gets interesting. Meghan's closest friend for years has been Marcus Anderson. And Marcus isn't just any Soho House member, he's the global membership director, meaning he literally decides who gets in and who doesn't. He controls access to one of the most exclusive networking clubs on the planet. Marcus met Meghan in Toronto during her Suits years. They became extremely close. He's been photographed with her constantly over the years. He was at her royal wedding, at her New York baby shower. He recently went to Disneyland with her and Harry for Lilibet's birthday. And his job involves creating guest lists for the biggest celebrity parties, Oscar bashes, exclusive events. He facilitates connections between wealthy members and people they want to meet. That's literally his professional role.
So the next time that we really spot Marcus on the radar is he's sitting next to Meghan at the opening ceremony of the Invictus Games. And it's amazing when you look at that footage back because you realise just how far Prince Harry has dropped.
So when Meghan gained access to Soho House circles way above her pay grade as a cable actress, it happened through Marcus. He opened doors, he made introductions, he brought her into rooms she had no business being in based on her career status at that time. Now, here's where the story gets explosive. Sources claim the files Candace allegedly obtained contain a list of 89 men, high-profile Soho House members, wealthy businessmen, entertainment executives, financial players, people with serious money and connections. And according to what's circulating, Meghan's name appears in connection with these men not as a fellow member casually networking, but as what insiders are calling a VIP companion, meaning she was specifically arranged to spend time with these members. Dinners, events, private gatherings, the kind of elite networking that comes with very specific expectations about what's being provided in exchange for access.
As you can imagine. And Meghan really can't seem to understand that, with the likes of Spotify, Netflix and the rest now dumping her. Where do you go from here? What do you become after this? You get the picture. Now, this is the reason why many people understand the marriage, shall we say, has hit one of those rocky patches.
Now I gotta be extremely careful with language here because YouTube has strict policies. I'm not saying anything illegal happened. What I'm saying is that elite clubs like Soho House have always operated on networks where beautiful, charming people get introduced to wealthy members for mutual benefit. The wealthy members get companionship and social grace at events. The companions get access, connections, opportunities they couldn't get otherwise. This isn't new. This has been how elite social circles have operated forever. The question is whether Meghan was working these arrangements and whether documentation exists proving it.
The failure to fully investigate and prosecute Epstein's network means that powerful individuals who may have abused children and been blackmailed remain in positions of authority. There's still too much, in my opinion, there's still too much trust in government institutions.
89 men is a very specific number. That's not a guess. That's not an estimate. If that number is being cited, it suggests someone actually counted entries in files. Someone went through documentation and tallied how many different high-profile members Meghan was connected with during her Soho House years. And if Candace has those files, if she's seen that documentation, that's why Meghan's staying silent. Because denying it means Candace releases the proof.
I just don't understand people that think leaning into this victim mentality is something that people want to hear, especially nowadays. It's just old. It's just aged. Nobody wants to hear how oppressed you are as a princess. It just doesn't make any sense.
Let me connect the dots on Marcus Anderson because his role here is absolutely crucial. As global membership director, Marcus doesn't just decide who joins Soho House. He facilitates the entire member experience. He creates connections. He arranges introductions. He makes sure members get what they're paying premium prices for.
Marcus Anderson. Marcus Anderson is very unique in the Meghan Markle Disposable Friends series because Marcus is indispensable. Without Marcus Anderson, I hope to prove to you in this video that Meghan Markle wouldn't have the level of global fame.
Royal author Katie Nicole confirmed that when Harry wanted to meet Meghan, he asked Marcus to set it up. Marcus arranged for them to meet in a private room at Soho House with about 7 or 8 other people. Perfect informal environment for them to connect. Think about what that means. A prince wants to meet a woman, and he goes through the Soho House facilitator to make it happen. That's Marcus's job, professional matchmaker and connection facilitator for the elite. So when Meghan was in Toronto during her Suits years, and Marcus brought her into Soho House circles, and she suddenly had access to wealthy men way above her social status, What exactly was that arrangement?
And more importantly, how her curated public image should be. Harry really apparently just wants time alone, doesn't want to be filmed, doesn't want to be put on social media.
People who know how these networks operate understand exactly what I'm suggesting. Beautiful, charming women get brought into elite circles because they add value to the member experience. They make events more interesting. They provide companionship for wealthy men who want attractive, intelligent company. If the alleged files show Meghan was working this arrangement through Marcus's facilitation, that's not friendship. That's a professional relationship where both parties benefited. Here's what drives me absolutely crazy about timing. In November 2025, just months after Candace allegedly exposed Meghan's dark Soho past, Meghan announces a major partnership with Soho House for her As Ever brand, pop-up shop at Soho Home in West Hollywood. She posts on Instagram about full circle moments.
My 4-year-old, when we play imaginary play, she gets all the jams out the cupboard and lays them all on the table, and I get the fake money and pretend to buy them. Meghan is doing imaginary play, but she's doing it with Marcus.
Think about that. If files exist showing she worked as a VIP companion for wealthy members, and she knows Candace has those files or has seen them, why would she publicly partner with Soho House and draw attention to that connection? Two possibilities. Either the files don't exist, and she's not worried, or she's trying to control the narrative. By partnering with Soho House publicly and framing it as nostalgic friendship, she's getting ahead of any story about the real nature of her connection to the club. It's classic PR strategy. If damaging information might come out, you release a positive version first. That way, when the negative version surfaces, you can say you already addressed it. Royal commentator Kinsey Schofield said sources told her Meghan chose Soho House for the partnership specifically because it's a closed environment where she can control sales figures and public perception.
And you knew that you wanted to go back to LA and that Canada was always going to be a pit stop. From the very beginning, this woman orchestrated leaving the royal family because all she's ever wanted in her life was to be an A-lister in Hollywood. She did not have the talent to become an A-lister in Hollywood. She was relegated to a D-list actress spot on a show called Suits that nobody in America had seen, but apparently, which Prince Harry lets us know,
that's someone worried about what might come out. That's someone trying to reframe a relationship before the real story gets told. Let me walk you through what sources claim these files contain. Not saying this is verified, I'm telling you what's being reported in channels discussing Candace's alleged findings. Membership records supposedly show Meghan was never actually a full member of Soho House herself. She was always a guest, always accompanying actual members, never paying her own membership fees. Which makes sense because Soho House membership is expensive and exclusive, but the records allegedly show she had access anyway. Constant access to multiple Soho House locations internationally. Toronto, London, New York. How does someone who's not a member get that level of access? Through arrangements with the global membership director, who happens to be her closest friend.
Inspired, as it says, inspired by Soho House. Am I wrong? I thought Soho House was like not doing well or potentially going under and struggling. Maybe that was just the London branch. But it didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe not across the board. I don't know. But last I heard, things weren't going well for Soho House.
The files reportedly detail which members she was connected with. Names of wealthy businessmen, entertainment executives, financial players, events she attended with these men, dinners, parties, private gatherings, always as a companion, never as the primary member. And the kicker that sources mention is notes in the files describing her as valuable for member experience. Language suggesting she was specifically arranged to enhance the social experience of high-value members. That's professional companion terminology.
You can tell your lies on Netflix, you can tell your lies on Oprah, you can tell your lies to the public, you can feed stories to the press, but will you do it under oath, right? Meghan and Harry are going to be grilled under oath. That is incredibly interesting. This is one of the rare times where they actually really do want their privacy and the court is saying no. So maybe what they'll do now.
If Candace has seen files with that kind of language, with 89 different member names connected to Meghan, with notes about her value for member experience, that's devastating. Because it proves the relationship was transactional, not the casual friendship story Meghan has always presented. Here's what tells me there's something real here. Meghan's camp has stayed completely silent since these allegations surfaced. Not one denial, Not one lawyer statement, not one threat of legal action.
If she's, as you say, a victim of a miscarriage of justice, then there would be no obvious reason why she would not want to cooperate with the authorities. I mean, particularly the chance to address Congress, for example, where the whole world would watch. And if she is as innocent as you say, then isn't that the perfect opportunity? Why wouldn't she? I mean, if she doesn't do that.
This is the same woman who sued the Mail on Sunday over a letter to her father. She uses courts when she thinks she can win. She takes legal action against false claims. But with Candace's allegations about Soho House files, nothing. Radio silence. Why? Because if she denies it and Candace has the actual files, Candace releases them and Meghan gets caught lying. Better to stay quiet and hope it doesn't gain enough traction. Think about Meghan's pattern. When allegations are false, she fights. When they're true or unprovable, she stays silent and lets her PR team work behind the scenes. This silence is deafening. It tells you she knows something could come out that she can't control.
And so the matchmaker for the two idiots is now in the press, and I thought the matchmaker for the call girl, allegedly, wasn't it her pimp, Marcus Anderson? That's interesting, because this says, have the two idiots moved on from their matchmaker? Harry's childhood pal, Violet von Westenholz.
Let's talk about what happens to Meghan if these files go public. Her entire brand collapses overnight. The woman who talks about authenticity and empowerment becomes someone who used elite networking arrangements to climb social ladders. Netflix drops her. The As Ever brand becomes a joke. Corporate partnerships evaporate. Because nobody wants to be associated with someone whose success came from working wealthy men in exclusive clubs. But beyond business, it's the hypocrisy that kills her. Meghan positioned herself as a feminist, someone who speaks about women's empowerment, someone who built success through determination and intelligence. If files prove she was arranged as VIP companion for 89 wealthy men, that narrative collapses. She becomes exactly what critics always said she was, someone who used looks and charm to access power, then rewrote the story to sound inspiring.
You know, I like to think that Meghan would like that. Meghan likes to be number one. Meghan does not simply degrade Prince Harry. She degrades his entire family, his entire legacy. And this is a different kind of embarrassment. She has mocked his heritage, his traditions, his grandmother, the former Queen of England, and it seems like she did so happily.
And Harry. Man, what does this do to Harry? He met Meghan through the exact same Soho House network these files allegedly document. Marcus arranged their meeting the same way he allegedly arranged Meghan's connections with those 89 other wealthy men. Harry becomes just another name on a list, another wealthy, powerful man who got access to Meghan through Soho House facilitation, not a fairy tale romance. A networking arrangement that happened to work out. You gotta ask why Candace is going after Meghan so hard. What's her motivation for allegedly obtaining these files and exposing this information? Part of it is genuine belief that Meghan manipulated her way into the royal family. Candace sees Meghan as fake, calculated, someone who uses people. She's said this repeatedly for years.
If he can't see the writing on the wall that she is trying to embody his mother, even when he told the story about how she said she was going to commit suicide while she was pregnant and that she was having suicidal thoughts, and you can see in everything that she does, she tries to put this pressure on him of like, well, look what happened to your mom. Like, that could happen to me unless we do exactly.
But there's also professional motivation. Candace built her brand on calling out people she sees as hypocrites. Meghan is a perfect target. Famous, controversial, polarizing, exposing Meghan's hidden past gets Candace massive attention. And if Candace really has documentation proving her claims, that's career-making journalism. That's the kind of bombshell that establishes you as someone who does real investigative work. So, where does this go? If Candace really has Soho House membership files showing Meghan as VIP companion for 89 men, when does she release them fully? My guess is she's waiting for the right moment. Maximum impact. Maybe when Meghan launches something big. Maybe when Harry does another interview. Timing matters with explosive information. Or maybe she's already shown enough that people who want to know the truth can connect the dots. Sometimes you don't need to release everything. You just need to put enough information out there that the story becomes undeniable. What I know for certain is Meghan's in a very dangerous position right now. If those files exist, If they show what's alleged, her carefully constructed image is one leak away from total destruction. Here's my final thought. In the internet age, secrets don't stay buried. Documentation exists somewhere. People talk, files leak. And when someone like Candace Owens is motivated to expose you, information finds its way out. If Meghan really was working as VIP companion through Soho House arrangements, if 89 wealthy men were connected to her through those files, the truth will surface eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not this month, but eventually. Because too many people know. Marcus knows. The men on that alleged list know. Soho House staff who facilitated arrangements know. And in a world where everyone has phones and screenshots, somebody talks eventually. Meghan can partner with Soho House and post nostalgic Instagram captions all she wants. She can stay silent on Candace's allegations and hope they disappear. But if those files are real, silence won't save her. And somewhere right now, Candace Owens is either sitting on the biggest bombshell in modern royal history, or she's made claims she can't back up. Time will tell which one it is. But Meghan's silence suggests she's terrified it's the first option. The woman who wanted to be a princess might end up being remembered as someone who worked elite networking arrangements to access wealthy men. And Candace Owens might be the one who finally proves it.